Hi guys, I'm back. I apologize for the delay and the technical issues, but it happens all the time. So I'm sorry about that. I'm going to try to give you some light here. I don't know if that's working too well. It does not work too well. I don't know what's going on today, but it is what it is. I'm going to tag some of you and see. I apologize. Where you at? Let's see who we have. I'm tagging a few of you. I apologize for the inconvenience here. Norma, there you are. So give me a second. I apologize. And we'll be back up in 1 second with Pastor Payton. I apologize for that. Truly, sometimes this stuff happens. You never know what's going to happen. You just pray that it works out. So I'm hoping it works out. Let me tag one more person and I'm ready. Pastor Payton, where are you at? Tag. All right. So now, hopefully, we'll be back up in 2 seconds, and we'll be able to. Okay, here we go. Okay, come on. Can't get my board off here. I don't know what's up with this. Okay, here we go. All right, now I'm back. My lighting's horrible, but what am I gonna do? You know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm doing what I gotta do. I apologize, guys, for this. I don't know what happened here, but technical difficulties do happen. They're a real thing, and that's what just happened just now. So I apologize. I'm trying to see right now. Get my thing up. Okay. So hi, Anthony. You're back. I apologize for the for making you wait there. I'm waiting for the pastor to come back. Let's see. Hey, Shirley. How are you? How are you, Shirley? I apologize, guys, for the inconvenience. Trying to see. My lighting is horrible, too. I can't get this light up. So I apologize for that, guys. I'm going to have to do it a regular old Facebook here. It's kind of, we're going to start all over again with our interview when we get Pastor on the line here, hopefully. Let's see.
Is he in the room?
Nope, he's not in the room. I'm waiting for Pastor to come. There he is. Ah, here he is. Okay, Pastor's here. Okay. Don't move it too much. I'm gonna hold it. Hi, Pastor.
Hi, Tanya. How are you?
I'm so sorry for the inconvenience that just caused us. My apologies to your members and your friends for that. Something that technical world, unfortunately, we never know what's going to happen. So
Right.
Much as I'd like to say I know, I don't. So I apologize. So
Yes.
so for those who missed us, I guess I'll say everything all over again because we want to make sure we get this right. We can't miss out. So I thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Hi, Betty. There you are. And hi to everybody who's watching and who's coming back. I appreciate you for that. I know it must be my phone. Did you hear that? See the echo? We're not sure what's going on. I have a good phone. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or something, but let's find out. So I apologize again. Welcome back again to another week of On the Town. We're talking about all things addiction and all things the soul. So I hope you bear with us. And last we left off, let's see, Pastor, I'm just going to go to the top because we were starting all over. So
Yes.
addiction has been a reoccurring subject here at On the Town. And we've heard from people on what addiction looks like, and we've heard what it takes to get sober. But most people don't know is that the real work starts once you're back out into society. So the challenge is not only to maintain your sobriety, but to find your mission in life and to learn to listen to your inner self that has been covered up in years in addiction. So proper safe housing, a loving community are just two of the things that you need in order to start your new life of sobriety. So today, our special guest is a man of God who uses his ministry to help others to live on life terms. He has worked for the state Connecticut Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services for 27 years. He has worked with various individuals from all walks of life in mental health, substance abuse field, and he is the pastor of Christian Community Outreach Ministries in Connecticut. He believes in meeting individuals where they are at, please welcome Pastor Payton. Hi, Pastor. Did I get it right?
Hi, Tanya. How are you?
Good.
God
Did I
bless
get
you.
it right this time?
Awesome, awesome.
All right. So let's hope we're going to have technical difficulties. I thank you so much for taking time to come back and be with us. I'm glad you're here because, like I said before, there's so many people hurting. I've had people call me this in the last 2 months with suicide calls. So I thought, you know what? That's God that I met you and that that you want to be on the show. So that was awesome because sometimes I think divine intervention is needed. So I know you're here and we want to, talk about your all the great work that you're doing. But I'm so sidebar happy that you're here because there are people who listen and we never know what word is going to help them. So thank you. Thank
Oh,
you very much. Yeah.
it's an honor to be
So
here.
thank you. And so 27 years of ministry. How did you get into ministry?
Well, I got into ministry initially because of experiencing brokenness myself. I was one of 11 kids growing up in New York in a very dysfunctional upbringing and didn't understand it then, but struggled with a great many things that were unresolved in my life that I brought into adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
And they become uh, promoters to the way I thought and types of behaviors I continued to exercise. Many
Mm-hmm.
of those behaviors weren't healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me facing divorce and uh, being homeless and depressed to realize that the manner in which I was conducting my life and the decisions I was making were based upon a very unhealthy foundation. And I knew deep down in me that there was something greater. I didn't know how to tap into it, but I believed that it was something. And what it took me was to fall on my knees and to cry for help. And when I saw that in my crying for help, I looked up and there were other people that were in a similar station in life that were on their knees. I found out I wasn't alone and that I needed to possibly start to do some of the things they were doing if I had any hope of getting out of that rut.
Mm, wow. So that's how you came about starting the Christian Community Outreach Ministries because of
Well,
personal experience?
absolutely. You know, it's interesting that if you will allow it,
Mhm.
your wounds can come alongside of someone else and assist them with theirs.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And well,
You know,
you're a transitional home for women. How did you get specific for women?
we initially, can I back up a minute?
Of course.
Um, uh, my wife came home one day crying and saying, "We have to do more." She was working as a caseworker for city welfare, and I was working for the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. We were
Mm,
seeing the same population, and she was just moved to share that with me at that point in time. We prayed directly and decided to open the doors to our home. And we
mm,
found out in opening our doors, there were many people that were coming from various walks of life.
mhm,
Uh, some that looked as if they were successful and healthy, but were hurting deep down inside.
mm,
Some that had been scorned and scarred by life and life's challenges
mm,
and had sought to bury their heads in the sand or to retreat from life. And still others that were angry and they were navigating their way through life hurting other people. And
mm,
we felt that there was a great need to at least extend a level of love to try to support people in this area. And as we found out that there were more and more waves of people coming in,
mm,
um, there were a few other people that had a passion to help people similar to ourselves. And we said, you know what, we
mhm,
need to start a ministry. And that
mhm,
ministry, you know, God did not say to me, start a church. He spoke to my heart. He said, start a ministry. And,
mm.
you know, the word ministry means service.
Yes.
And I think a lot of times we get that message wrong.
Mm,
I'm all for church. Praise the Lord for church. Hallelujah. I was saved in a church. Come on, somebody.
That's
But
fine.
the purpose for the church is to equip us for the work of the ministry. It's to
Mm,
build us up, and it's got to be like a veritable hospital. And I
mm,
believe that God was calling me to establish a spiritual hospital. Um,
mm. Yes.
so
Well, tell us about the because I know that you've worked in do special work in rehab facilities and stuff. What is your special? Well, I call it a modality because it's another form. So
sure,
I may be
sure.
coining the wrong word, but I just love
Hmm.
that word. Something
Yes,
someone
yes.
else created. I'm like, that's it. So what is your thing? I know you said something about 12 step.
Right,
So what? Just a little brief overall of what makes
right.
your modality different.
So it was really impressed upon my heart to marry
Mm,
the quote unquote rooms
mm,
with my faith
mm,
in Christ. And what I found in my discussions and counseling of people, many people from the rooms, when I say the rooms, I mean AA, NA,
mm,
CA,
mm,
GA.
mm,
Many in the rooms were saying that they had found a tool in the
mm,
12 steps and
mm,
felt as though that was what promoted a better quality of life for them
mm,
because they were set free from whatever it was that was afflicting them on the outside.
mm, mm,
But some of them were still struggling with wounds and injuries that had been unresolved. And it was leading oftentimes to becoming dependent on other things.
mm,
So I said to myself, that's not totally it then. I mean, it's great
mm.
that you may be off of the heroin or the crack,
Right.
but if you're still abusive to your family members, if you're still uh, self-destructive, if you're still self-consumed, then that's not healthy at all.
Mm,
And
mm.
then on the other side, people in the church said, I had Jesus, and that's enough. And
Yeah.
absolutely, Jesus is enough. But they lack many times the necessary disciplines
Right.
to lead a Christ centered life as opposed to a self centered life.
Mm.
So I found both of them on both sides, folks were hurting. You know,
Yes.
there are many people in the church that are suffering silently.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So God said to me, I want to bring you to marry the two.
Mm,
So I began to research, and God spoke to my heart about this process that someone had introduced to me called 12 Steps to Faith. And I said,
mm-hmm.
that's it. Well, it was called 12 Steps for Christians, but I believe 12 Steps to Faith because I need to
Mm.
meet people where they are because there are a lot of people that are turned off by the word Christ
Yes.
or
Yes.
church.
And with reason for some. I mean, you see what's happened with the
Absolutely.
priest. Right. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. And
that
I
might.
certainly don't knock that. And
Right.
again, more the attempt and the need to meet people where they are.
Right.
And what I aspire to is to disarm people. And I seek to disarm
Mm.
people with love. I want you to
Oh, I
drop
love that.
your defenses.
Mm.
I want you to shed your outer garment. I want you to feel safe that you can exhale. And I feel
Mm.
that if I consistently am able to extend to you something that lets you know I'm invested in you,
Mm.
then you will hopefully begin to trust in me.
Mm. That is powerful, Pastor. And
You
I have
know,
I mm. Go ahead. Sorry. Mm.
no,
It's powerful.
no. And I I attempted this in various secular treatment facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Arms Acres out of New York State, uh, Carnes Weeks out of Torrington, Connecticut,
Mm-hmm.
MCCA out of Danbury, Connecticut,
Mm-hmm.
Sobering Center also out
Mm-hmm.
of Danbury. And what I found is my approach was received well.
Mm.
And I had been doing it on a volunteer basis, going in there teaching classes and doing
Mm-hmm.
periodic counseling for some that were looking for a greater spiritual connection.
Mm-hmm.
And Tanya, it was working. It was
Wow.
working to the extent that I had been doing it in some of those venues for over 18 years
Wow. Mm.
before COVID had come
Oh,
about.
right. So
And
how
have
that?
since been connected with and asked, will I pick up again and do more? So I know it
Right.
works.
Right. Mm. What trying to get this out here. What I saw, I went to your website and I saw some various things and I listened to some of your sermons. What does this piece mean here? One finds peace, love, and shelter. Uh, I believe I'm missing some of it. So this is just the most important part right here. One
Hmm.
finds peace, love, and shelter. Now can find, now can focus on the soul.
Ah, yes,
I like
yes.
that.
See,
Go ahead.
because we all
Woo!
have those needs of
Yes.
food, shelter. The things that give us the creature comforts.
Right.
And I remember in mental health when I was working there, it was I was dealing with a population that were called dually diagnosed at the time,
Yes.
and they since have called it co-occurring disorders.
Yes.
And they were wondering, how do you treat, which one do you treat first? And the
Right.
answer is you treat them concurrently. And
Mm-hmm.
what I found out was that when you wanted them to understand the need for uh, becoming med compliant, you had to first
Mm-hmm.
look at the fact that they had to have a roof over their head. Because without the
Yes.
consistency and the stability that you and I need as individuals, it's very hard to
Mm-hmm.
get my attention.
Mm. Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
once I'm able to address those areas of need, now I have your attention.
Mm. I
And in the
really
work,
love that, Pastor. I
yes,
love that because that is, I mean, even, for anybody, not just with addiction, but if you're suicidal, if you're homicidal, if you're mad, you're angry, you're upset, you've been abused, you've been tortured, it doesn't matter what it is. If you can't get to that place, you can't, no one can even, you can't even break through. You can't even break through. You got to get to that first peace, and that's knowing that you have love and that you have peace and that you're safe, the shelter
yes,
piece, that you're
yes,
safe mentally
yes,
and physically, because now
yes.
now the real fun part starts. The fun
Amen.
part, literally the fun part. I mean, you could be sitting with nothing and you will still have total joy because you've reached
Yes.
that place.
Come on,
I
Tanya.
listen, I don't know if you know, but I'm a PK child. My
I was
mom
gonna say,
was a
preach to me.
my mom was a minister and I used to help her write her sermons, okay? But I'm
Yes,
just
sir.
saying, a lot of people don't know that, but as a little kid, that's how I learned to write and spell so well. Because she used to make, because she couldn't see that well, so I'd have to write them up. She'd tell me what to write, and look up the scriptures. But I was looking at those scriptures, so I'm always gonna be a PK's
Yes,
kid, and I love anything having to do with somebody spreading love and the word, that will cheer or encourage somebody. Because I mean, I can tell you how many people just this year alone that have either committed suicide or tried, and I wish I would have been in touch with them enough to
yes,
talk to them and be in their
yes.
ear so that they know, somebody loves you. You know what I'm saying? You may not
That's
see
right.
them because of COVID.
That's
COVID's
right.
making everybody lonely, but somebody thinking about, I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking, if
Hallelujah.
you're not here, then that girl next door that you usually say hello to every day might hurt herself, and then she's not here to be the future doctor.
That's
So
right.
I'm always thinking of ways, and I don't like to do mindless TV and mindless Zooms or whatever you want to call them. When I do
Hmm.
comedy, I do that. But
Hmm.
when I'm normally doing interviews, I need something that will be for the people that are listening.
Yes,
That's
yes.
that's just that's always been me. Don't let my mother tell her when she was alive. She was like, "You're gonna go into ministry," and I was like, "No, I'm not." but so when, I'm laughing because she's not here for me to laugh back at her and tell her you're sort of right.
Yes. Amen.
Because yeah. So thank you. And you have these sermons on there. Oh, the titles. I don't know. I haven't seen good titles like this in a while. You got wait, ready? Prescription for Peace, guys. That's where I came up with that title. It wasn't mine. It was Pastor's. Return
Yes.
to the Garden and Fisher of Men. Tell me about that.
Well,
Those three
prescription
that
for
are on your
peace.
website.
Yes, yes. So prescription for peace, in essence, what it is you and I have to develop and build the skill sets and the tools necessary to know that I'm not going to allow situations and circumstances to dictate my joy and my peace.
Mm,
That I have to understand that I have to tap into something greater than me and be able to
Mm.
exercise that so I can become competent in my use of that. So when I am
Mm.
faced with the challenges, and oh, we will be faced with challenges.
Okay,
You
we will.
spoke you,
That's a fact.
you spoke about just a few of them, um,
Mm-hmm.
and as we are, we can have greater confidence knowing that we can navigate our way through those with the skill sets and the tools that we have acquired. And
Right.
I set up Prescription for Peace as a medical model. And if
Mm-hmm.
you will, somebody coming in and being able to express the difficulties that they have with their condition. And as they
Mm.
identify the symptoms of it, what we want to do is assess that condition and find out the best course of treatment to assist them with that
Right.
condition. Amen. And
Amen.
as that takes place, sometimes you need to stabilize them immediately. Sometimes there's a little bit of a need for some type of healing salve right away. And
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm.
you do that, what you're looking to do is to stabilize the condition. You don't want them
Mm.
to lose it or melt down before you. You want to
Mm.
hold on. You want to have to bear them up while you can. And
Mm.
while you're able to stabilize and while they're there, you want to establish an aftercare plan for them, a way in
Right.
which you have a strategy as a follow through so that they
Mm.
can have some type of assurance or hope that if applying this will be what I'm obedient to, then I have every hope that the prospect of recovery, which is prognosis, will be good to
Mm.
excellent. So,
Mm.
Prescription for Peace is finding that relationship that I found because I didn't, I was dealing with drugs and such for close to 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't benefit from the value of um, intervention or counseling or
Mm-hmm.
rehab. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I fell on my knees,
Right.
and in doing so, what I did was I recognized the need to look up. And that's
Mm.
when my life's journey changed 180 degrees.
Right.
Return to the garden is, I liken it to when Adam and Eve were in the garden and they had relationship with God. They were to have come to understand that everything they needed was right there with them, God with them, and had provided for them everything that their heart's needs and desires were. But you know how that human element is, where we have an itch
Yeah.
sometimes for what you have or what uh, we need to, don't put your foot on that grass and I got to put my big toe on it just then. Well, what happened was it led to them being expelled from the garden. And I
Right.
believe that they were expelled from the garden prematurely. They
Mm.
hadn't learned the necessary skills and supports. They didn't recognize who God was to them.
Mm.
They knew him as father, maybe even as provider, but did they know him as lover of my soul? Did they know him as protector? Did they know him as counselor? Did they know him as rock? So sometimes, we have to return to the garden because many of
Right.
us, we left our gardens. We might have left our homes prematurely. Maybe it was abuse that we were running from. Maybe it were
Mm-hmm.
issues of abandonment that we were looking to find affirmation in other areas or places. Somebody say amen if you know what I'm talking about.
Amen.
And
Preach.
and and we went out there and we got beat up by the world because we didn't have the skills and tools to deal with life on life's terms. So
Mm.
we need to return to the garden to learn truly who we are and who we are in our higher power and what it is that his plan for our life and what is it that he wants to give to us and to have us to obtain so that we can have a hope and a confidence that when we face the challenges of life that we can soar like eagles.
Mm.
So that's return
That
to
is.
the garden. And
Mm.
then
That.
thirdly, and in this order, thirdly, fishers of men is once my life has changed, once yeah, once this skill set and this relationship has been strengthened in me, then hopefully the example that I'm showcasing to you will appeal to you. And I think about a fisherman when he has a lure, something that's attractive that he dangles to get your attention. And
Mm-hmm.
as he gets your attention, human nature is to be curious. So we'll move a little closer. Now, once you've gotten close to the lure, there better be some bait on there
Mm.
that is to my need and to my liking. There's nothing
Right.
worse than you promoting something and I come close to you and it's not all of what you said it is.
Mm. Whew.
So for me,
Mm.
that lure has to attract your attention, but the bait has to be something palatable, has to be something tasty to you, something beneficial, so you'll want to continue to hang on that hook. And that's what it means to be a fisher of men. I want people to see the life I live. I went through some of the things you've gone through. I dealt with issues of sexual abuse and other types of abuses. I struggled with low self-esteem and self-worth. I didn't have an idea where I was going and who I was. And it took me to have to go through the process I went through so that in hopes of it being able to be used, like I said, to bring my wounds alongside of yours to help minister to you. So that's where Prescription for Peace moves to Return to the Garden, and then ultimately to Fishers of Men.
Wow. So I listened to all three, and I tell you, I was like, wow, I've been fulfilled for the rest of the month.
Praise
Sometimes
the
you need a
Lord.
good sermon and something to carry you
Amen.
through. And now I know where to
Amen.
go and listen to it, put it on repeat if I need to. I
Amen.
appreciate that. So we have some viewers out here. I'm trying to see if anybody asked you any questions. Um, Hi, Betty, and hello, viewers. Everybody's out here. Susan, Deidre, John. Hello to everybody. I'm trying to see if anybody had any questions for Pastor. Let's see. What's this one say? Pastor. Oh, good work that you're doing, Pastor. Betty said.
Thank you,
I'm
Betty.
trying to see. Said so beautifully. Marie, who said that? Anne Marie said that. You said so well what you said. And I can't see. This is odd for me. Fishers of Men. See, yes, Wanda. Fishers of Men. You have to go to the website. And matter of fact, guys, if you need to go to the website, it's www.ccom inc.org. And I would put it up for you, but you can inbox me or Pastor, and we'll be more than happy to give it to you. And if you can, we'd like for you to donate because it is a not-for-profit 501c3, and the
Yes.
women do need our help, especially in these times.
Amen.
As you
Amen.
know, women, we carry all kind of brunts of everything. So it is so crucial for usually to get it's crucial to get everybody together, but women
Yes.
particularly because they usually leave
Yes.
behind babies and kids get split up. And I know because I was a
That's right.
foster kid all my life because of that. And
Yes.
no pity parties. I'm just saying it's very
Yes.
important. I know if they had the services like yours, Pastor, I'm pretty sure my mom would never have given us up because she would have saw there was
God
another
bless
way.
you.
I personally thank you so much for the work that you do. And I know that those women appreciate you because it takes a lot to open up your home. That's full
God bless
trust,
you.
full
Amen.
trust. So
Amen.
yeah, I
Amen.
pray that people will donate. And you guys, if it's going to be the end of the year, I know some of you have to donate. Please try to go to CC. I want to say the short word, but I'm going to say the long word. Christian Community Outreach Ministries Incorporated, and donate. And you can inbox me if you need to know what that is, because what they do there is powerful work. It takes the work. It takes the love of God to do it because it's not easy.
Mm,
And
mm.
it's it's something for the community. You know what I'm saying? That
That's right. That's right.
someone is down and they went to rehab and now they're getting out. I can't tell you how much anxiety that person must feel that they have to go to a shelter because there's nowhere for them to go. So when people open their homes and make transitional homes, that is crucial, very crucial.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
appreciate you for that. But there's also a number you can call, 203-748-2266. You can reach Pastor Payton or his lovely wife. How is the Mrs. Wanda?
Praise the Lord. She's doing well. She is just,
Yes.
she's such an inspiration to me. You see,
Mm-hmm.
she's the one who saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And it was she who was interceding on my behalf when I didn't have a clue about prayer. And it was
Wow.
her example that I saw that was the real thing in terms of the love of Christ. And
Mm,
as she treated me, even in going through the stress that was leading to divorce, she never
mm,
disparaged me or disrespected me,
mm,
always tried to pour into me and encourage me. We just
mm,
couldn't be together. And it was through the tangible evidence that I saw what real love looks like that helped to
mm,
model my life, to know that when I gave my life to the Lord, that I'm going to live a life that was one of integrity as well. She is huge
Right.
in my life. I fall in love with her every day. That's my
Uh,
hero. That's my baby
uh,
girl.
oh,
So,
well, thank you for her work as well, because I
yeah.
know she's your
But
partner, and she probably
absolutely.
does. Yeah. So,
Yeah, she's the one who oversees. She oversees the New Covenant House, which is the women's ministry,
uh-huh.
and she's the one who vets those that are qualified to come in. You understand? I can't take everybody in because I
Right.
live there.
Right.
But you know what?
Right.
We hope that the funds that can come in and we can generate can give us an opportunity to land a bigger venue so I can reach more people and meet a whole lot more where they are in hopes of being
Yeah.
able to assist them. Tanya, can I
Yes.
also say that I'm available for workshops and groups, missionary groups, men's group, women. I'm available to teach some of these concepts and
Mm-hmm.
also to teach um, people how to run a 12 Steps to Faith group as well.
Oh, awesome. So, for all our social workers and counselors and directors that are out there programs, if you know of any, Pastor is available to show his 12-step and his own way of adding extra to what we already get. You might want to definitely check him out. I've heard great things about you
God
from
bless you.
people in the program and people who work the program. So that's a blessing. And
God
I
bless
know
you.
it nothing you need that extra stuff. You need it. You need it. There's no way you're coming out and just, oh, everything's okie dokie. There's a few people that works for, but usually you need a community around you. You need people that
Absolutely.
love you, that care about you, that are invested in you. And clearly that's what you do. So I appreciate you for all you did and for what you're
Oh,
doing.
it's an honor.
Really do.
You know,
And
you
I will
know,
put the number
to,
on my page. And if anybody asks,
mhm,
if you get any strangers, it'll be probably coming from the page.
that's
So
good
thank you
stuff.
so much.
Uh,
Yeah. Thank
Tanya,
you.
to your point though, if you don't address the deep-seated areas and issues inside your life, no matter where you go, there you are. So I believe
Absolutely.
in changing person, places, and things, but if you don't
Mm.
allow those issues that you've been burying, running from, or hiding from, or being
Yes.
stricken by fear from, if you don't
Yes.
allow those to be addressed, you take that to your next relationship, you take that to
Mm.
your next location, you take that to your
Say,
next venue because
say,
it's all unresolved. And
say.
it begins to toxify every relationship that's under the sun because no matter where you go,
Yes.
there you are. That's why this stuff
Yes.
is crucial. And I just want to say it's not
Mm.
just for people that have alcohol and drug issues. These are for people that have
Absolutely.
life issues. Uh,
Yes.
some of the decisions that one makes where you're eating, overeating, or overspending, or
Mm.
where you're promiscuous, or I mean, there are just huge
So true.
areas
Mm-hmm.
that people have used things to fill these voids
Mm-hmm.
or to stop them from addressing these issues that promote a lot of uh, deviant mindsets and behaviors within us. And it's
Right.
not until you address those issues
Mm-hmm.
can you hope to find healing and peace.
Yes, thank you. So I was going to ask you, is there any last word of advice for anybody you want to look in the camera that's out there right now that's lonely or knows someone that's lonely? I've had so many people calling me. Just yeah, right now they're by themselves. They've been by themselves since March. I can probably, I totally get how that feels. I'm here with my dog and daughter, and I can't imagine if I was by myself since March.
Mm,
But
mm.
so my heart goes out. But is there anything you can say before we go that give them one last pinch of hope and encouragement?
Yes, yes, I'll say that the overarching theme is to help somebody to find peace, and it's to
Mm-hmm.
recognize that we all have these three deep intrinsic needs: the need to be loved, the
Mm-hmm.
need to be affirmed or validated, and to know what my purpose is. And
Mm-hmm.
what I want you to know is you won't find that on the surface. You're going to have to be willing to do the hard work. I tell people there's greatness in you, but
Yes.
greatness is only potential unless you're
Mm-hmm.
willing to cultivate it. You cultivate it through discipline. And that discipline is going to allow you to take a journey within to expose all of the areas and struggles in life that you have been frozen with fear from or run at breakneck speed to avoid. And it's
Mm,
this bravery that we can help you and to come alongside of you to work with you and walk with you to help you
mm,
to find that which brings out the greatness in you.
mm.
Be
No, that,
encouraged. Be encouraged.
mm. Thank you, Pastor.
It's an
Thank you so
honor.
much. I appreciate it. And guys, I will post the number. Actually, I see Wanda. Thank you very much, Wanda, for putting the number up for us. I really appreciate that. And she put the link for your website as well. So thank
That's
you for
my
that.
baby.
Yes. Actually, that. Oh yeah. That. Oh. Well, it's funny because I just looked at it and I saw my friend Wandra is on, and so your wife's name is Wanda. So I was like,
Yes.
how does she know to put that up so fast? But it was your wife. So that explains it. I was like, how does she know to do that so quickly? But thank you, Andrea. We appreciate you too. And I thank you so much, Pastor, for coming on. And sorry for the technical difficulties, but you know what? We got the message out. That's all that matters. And I love the work you're doing. Please, please keep saving and changing lives.
I
Please.
will.
I'm doing on my
And
end, your end.
yes, yes,
Together we
yes,
create change.
yes,
Yes.
yes. And
Any
I
last
hope
words?
we can do this again.
Anytime, Pat. You're always welcome back.
I
Anytime. In
appreciate you
fact,
so
I have
much.
I have an idea for you. I'll give you off the record when we go off the air. I'll call you and tell
Okay,
you something that just came into my mind. So thank you so
great.
much, and we appreciate you, and we hope to see you again.
We appreciate you and we love you all.
Okay. Thank you, guys. It's Tanya wrapping it up. Betty, I can't see who else is on here. All of you, Anne Marie, all of you who took the time to come back again to listen into what Pastor has to say. I really appreciate you for taking the time. I know you could be doing anything on this Sunday. Well, not really, it's COVID time, but you know what I mean. You could be doing anything else. You could be watching the boob tube. So I appreciate you taking the time to come back, spread the word. I don't know if you guys noticed yet or not, but I try my best to get something that will be either healing for the mind, make you laugh, or make you feel good about yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's all we got. That's all we have. And we're not going to be able to get anywhere if we can't get to the place of peace first. So thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. All righty. Bye. Thank you for watching, guys.